Hey everyone, I'm Stephen here from the Hemorrhoid Academy, and on this video I'm going to talk about the anti-inflammation diet for hemorrhoid relief and why it matters. So if you're struggling with hemorrhoids and you've tried all the traditional treatments like creams, maybe fibre, maybe you've looked at even the possibility of getting an operation to relieve yourself of your hemorrhoids, I want to introduce you to 4 simple steps that you can introduce immediately after watching this video that's going to give you relief. So if you're struggling to get long-term relief, it's because you have an underlying cause, and that is inflammation in the body, and that's manifesting itself as hemorrhoids. And why traditional treatments fail people so often is because they're addressing the end result, which is hemorrhoids, but they're not addressing the root cause. So one of the key root causes is inflammation. When you're in a point or a stage of chronic inflammation, that's going to manifest itself in some manner or form. So obviously in some people it could be an autoimmune issue, it could be skin issues, it could be arthritis, but unfortunately for hemorrhoid sufferers, it's hemorrhoids. And the bottom line is, it's your body telling you something. It's sending you a signal which is manifesting itself as a hemorrhoid. And believe it or not, it can often be a good thing, because if it's caught early enough, it's a warning. It's a warning that you need to do something to dampen down the inflammation in your body. Because if you're resorting to creams or other topical applications, the reality is it's offering no benefit to the underlying cause of inflammation. And the problem with a lot of these things is if they're steroid based, if they're cortisol based, it's giving you temporary relief. It's reducing inflammation at the end of that inflammation, which is the hemorrhoid, but it's causing a cascade of further inflammation. And that's why a lot of people, they'll take a cream and they'll get temporary relief, but then it comes back worse than ever, because a lot of the root cause could be your gut health. It could be chronic inflammation and systemic inflammation because of the food you're eating or the stress or the environment that you're in. That's cascading through your body. It's impacting your digestive system. It's impacting how you absorb nutrients from your food. Now, when you take a topical cream that could be steroid based, okay, that's damaging your intestinal health. When you take cortisols, that's damaging your intestinal health. So ultimately, what you want to do is you want to look at the root cause. So I'm going to outline 4 simple steps that you can implement. So the first one is remove the triggers. Take the triggers of inflammation out of your body. Now, I'd really advise you to get a pen out and make some notes, or click on the cliff notes here, but think of anything that's pro-inflammation causing. So I'm going to outline some of them here, but obviously get online, get on ChatGPT and start looking at what could be causing inflammation in your diet. But what are the big culprits? Well, firstly, it's seed oils, okay? Seed oils are not a natural oil. When you look at that beautiful bottle in the shop and it's got that golden liquid, that's produced through a deeply ultra-processed manufacturing system where they take things like canola seed or sunflower seed or pumpkin seed, and they're basically applying heat and pressure to extract the oil, that it comes out as a very dark gunky, and then it has to be refined again and again, and bleach is added to get it to that beautiful golden brown. So that's not a natural liquid. The other issue is most of us use those oils for frying and for cooking, and when they're heated above a certain level, they turn into, basically they go rancid, and they produce a huge amount of harmful elements called free radicals. And when you consume these in your body, they're creating a cascade of inflammation because they're not natural to the body. So you need to eliminate those, and especially stop using them in cooking and frying, and deep frying is an absolute no-no. The next one is dairy. There's a lot of people that talk about the fact that we were not designed long-term to consume the milk of other animals. So if you think about milk, it's the ultimate superfood, you know. It's been given to babies, it's been given to young animals to help them grow. The reality is, though, we're not designed to drink the milk of other animals. It's causing mucus, it's causing inflammation. You could be also intolerant to lactose, to the casein, the protein in milk. So when you consume milk, right, not only are you potentially causing inflammation, but you're promoting growth of everything, including hemorrhoids. So if you're in a stage where you've got hemorrhoids and you're not getting long-term relief from a traditional cause, look at your diet and see, could dairy be a big part of it? And just cut it out for a period. For 28 days is what we advocate. The next one is sugar. Any type of sugar. That's obviously sugar in sweets, it's sugar in its raw form, it's any type of sugar, because what that does is it spikes your blood sugar. When your blood sugar spikes, the body produces insulin, and over time your body can become either insulin resistant, or if at a minimum it's causing a stress, it's causing a huge amount of stress within your internal system. Any foods that are ultra processed foods. So what are ultra processed foods? Simply put, if you're walking around the supermarket, traditionally anything that's in the inner aisle of the supermarket, you can assume that they're ultra processed. The obvious check as well is when you look at the label at the back of it and it has 30 or 40 ingredients and all these additives, it's ultra processed. It's in a box, it's in a tin, it's in a packet, and it's been made in a factory. Like if you take an extreme example like Pringles, Pringles don't even contain any potato. They are completely synthetically manufactured, engineered to give you that crunch, to give you that ultra moment of satisfaction. They dampen down your body's natural satiation response. You keep eating them and eating them and eating them, pop till you can't stop. Remember the advert? They're foods that are designed, generically and scientifically designed to keep you eating, but they're so full of dangerous chemicals, so full of free radicals, and ultimately a lot of them don't even have any naturally digestible food. When they're introduced into the body, they're causing a cascade of inflammation. Well, obviously, if you've been drinking heavy, a lot of people come to us and they've got a very stressful job or a stressful career, or they're busy moms, and they're basically resorting to alcohol to dampen them down and give them that stress relief. And it's great for that moment, but it's causing, again, stress in the body, because if you're drinking beer, it's full of sugar, it's full of gluten. If you're drinking wine, it's full of tannins, it's full of sugar, and ultimately it's causing and adding to the inflammation in your body. Check out food intolerances. You may have an intolerance to food. That can be either a permanent intolerance, like dairy intolerance, or people that are celiac, and that means they cannot digest the protein in wheat. Or it might just be your system is so inflamed, your gut is so agitated from all of this inflammation in the body that's manifesting itself often as hemorrhoids, that for a period you just need to take these foods out of your diet and give your system a chance to reboot and rest. As I mentioned earlier, right, topical agents when applied will give a temporary relief to your inflammation, but they're not dealing with the underlying cause, and they're not consistently dealing with what is being fueled from within, and that's inflammation, okay? So the first step is remove the triggers. Just have a think about what is triggering your inflammation, and become aware as you eat something. Is it energizing you? When you eat something, is it giving you energy, or are you getting sleepy? Think of that. If you have a lunch and you suddenly all of a sudden feel like you need a coffee or you need a nap, chances are that's not fueling you in a healthier, productive way. The second is to eat anti-inflammatory foods. So the first part is stop eating inflammatory pro-inflammatory causing foods, and the second is to eat anti-inflammatory foods. So what are these? These are foods, think of foods that are rich in colours, polyphenols, so the bright colours of your fruit and vegetable food, because they're full of antioxidants, they're full of natural anti-inflammatory promoting foods. So leafy greens. If you're going to eat potatoes, lean towards sweet potatoes, because they're going to have a much lower glycemic index, and all that means is the level of spike of your blood sugar when you eat that carbohydrate is going to be slower, which means less inflammation. The second is lots of berries, lots of fruit. You can eat these things in abundance, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, you can eat all of this stuff, and it's fantastic for reducing inflammation in your body. Eat good quality fats and oils. So think avocado oil, think avocados themselves. Think if you're going to fry, use animal fat, use ghee, use butter, I use personally coconut oil, for two reasons. It's a good quality fat, and also it can tolerate much higher temperatures when you're cooking, which isn't going to get rancid and cause an overflow of free radicals and inflammation in your body. So bone broth is also a fantastic thing. Eliminate alcohol and start introducing herbal teas and bone broths that are going to promote a reduction of inflammation. So again, I've just given you a flavour of it. Get on Google anti-inflammatory diets. There's an ocean of information out there. Get onto ChatGPT and even ask it to work out. Tell it you've got hemorrhoids. Tell it you want to do an anti-inflammatory diet. Tell it what you've currently been eating, and it'll give you guidance on what to eliminate. And use these modern tools as a way of actually working out a diet that works specifically for you. I would recommend you do this for a period of at least 28 days. Give your system to heal. Give your system a chance to reset, okay? So the second step is eat anti-inflammatory foods. What I want to now talk about is things, why does this work? Okay, because all that I've mentioned on the anti-inflammatory foods, they're full of polyphenols. These are anti-inflammatory, antioxidant promoting foods. Leafy greens are full of vitamins A, C and K, which are also beneficial for your hemorrhoid recovery. They're rich in magnesium. They have nitrate compounds, which in particular support vascular health and blood flow, which is a huge primary causer of hemorrhoids, because it's all about inflammation. It's all about reducing pressure. It's all about eliminating stress from the body. It's all about restoring your body's balance. That's ultimately what's going to lead to long-term reduction and hopefully relief and elimination of your hemorrhoids. You're also getting soluble fibre, not that harsh, rough fibre, but soluble fibre, which is gently promoting better movements. And more importantly, you're getting a low glycemic load. Now, this has got the primary benefit in the context of this video of giving you relief from your hemorrhoids, but it's going to have a whole cascade of secondary benefits that I always talk about, and that's a reduction in your inflammation. You're going to have better skin. You're going to have better mood. You're going to have more consistent energy. You're going to sleep better at night. And trust me, these are amazing benefits. So the truth is, hemorrhoids is a vascular and inflammatory issue. Your doctor is telling you you need creams, you need potentially surgery. Yeah, that might be a solution to that end cause, but it's not addressing the root problem. And very often, if you treat it as a topical thing, it's going to come back. But if you treat it as a holistic problem that you need to solve in your body is giving you signals. It's sending you information to say, hey, there's a cascade of inflammation in you and you need to deal with it. And by doing all of these steps, you're setting yourself up for success. So two further things. When I talk about these type of diets, people get overwhelmed. They think, am I going to have to be on this type of a diet forever? And the reality is no. But it has to be for as long as it has to be. And we promote a minimum of 28 days. So how can you stay consistent? Well, simply plan ahead, okay? Use a resource like ChatGPT or Google. We've got loads of resources and information at the Hemorrhoid Academy. Inside our academy, we give you the full diet to follow, so you needn't worry about that. But there's an ocean of free information and very valuable information out there. The second part of it is plan ahead. If you're going to travel, if you're going to be in situations like you're going out and you're concerned about whether you're going to be able to eat, bring some food with you. The final part, so the third step is just be consistent. And in order to be consistent, plan a little bit, okay? And the final is to track relief, okay? So your body is constantly giving you information. It's constant all signals from your body that you need to address the root cause and eliminate that from your diet, certainly while you're looking to recover from your hemorrhoids. So if you find this interesting, but you're at a point where you would look for immediate relief, download our free guide for the pressure protocol, and in time we'll send you a lot of free information and free resources about this. Click on the link below and download our free guide. But the main thing I hope you've got out of this is an anti-inflammation diet is a fantastic way of reducing inflammation in your body and giving you long-term relief from your hemorrhoids.